What's good, Melanites? It's your boy GT.
And I'm Kymmy Cocoa.
And we are your hosts for Innovative Black Stations Connecting the Dots. Well, basically, we bring everything full circle within and outside of our community.
Yes.
And today, we're going to talk about, what was it, the Nunes Memo?
The Nunes Memo.
Commissions in prisons, wristband trackers on workers, amongst other things as well. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to start off with putting you on game about...
Man, there has been some crazy-ish going on with the Nunes Memo, the Steele dossier, and just the Trumpism in general. I mean, I know everybody's tired. I get tired. I was like, do we need to just have a whole segment on Donald Trump, like keeping everybody up on what's going on? Because basically what they try to do is they really want you to get tired of hearing about it. They don't want you to really understand what's really going on. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of want you to get exhausted and just say, okay, whatever. But we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We got a 4-year bid with this dude. We are a year in a few months. So, you know, they're already looking forward to 2020. So we kind of have to stop them in their tracks. So everyone knows that there's been suspicion that Trump has been in collusion with the Russians, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you hear them on the news talking about a dossier, and I'm just like, why do they keep calling it? I guess that's the formal name of it, but really it's just a collection of information that you get on a subject, right?
Okay.
So it's like just basically research that you're doing on something. So basically we're going to go back, rewind, and see how this all started.
Okay.
So the Washington Free Beacon is a conservative website, and it was funded by a New York hedge fund billionaire. Now, kind of pay attention because it's a lot, but this is just basically a little bit of information. But there's going to be one thing that you're going to keep hearing, that you're going to remember what we always say on this show, and it's like, follow the money. Absolutely. Wall Street is involved in everything, and pay attention to who's investing in what. And that's why it was so important that we saw Trump's tax returns, but we never did. So this will give us a little insight into what they've been finding out when they've been doing their research. Okay. So the Washington Free Beacon, like I said, it's a conservative website funded by a New York hedge fund billionaire. Paul Singer hired Fusion GPS in 2015 to dig up dirt on Republican candidates because he supported Marco Rubio. Okay. So he wanted Marco Rubio to win. So he was like, all right, let's see what we can find out on all the rest of them to try to get his odds of
better
winning.
Position, right?
Right. Okay. So once Trump clinched the presidential nomination, Clinton's people picked up the information. Like, okay, they said, hey, we've been digging up dirt on the Republican nominees since Trump has since clinched that position. How don't we give it to the Democrats so that whoever, well, in that case, it was Trump and then Clinton, so that she can use that in her favor to try to win. Okay. Right. So, like we said, Fusion GPS is funded by former Wall Street Journal employees. You see what I'm saying? Like, right. Everything's going back to Wall Street here. Okay. So the Clinton campaign and the DNC got the information, and they started researching Trump's Russian connection. So remember when they were having their debates and Hillary Clinton would say stuff like, yeah, this guy's deeply involved with the Russians, don't believe in things he said. So this was back then when all that stuff was going on, and that's how she knew, because they'd been given this information. And that's just a part of when you run, you kind of dig up dirt, but the validity of it all is what's in question. Okay. Here we go. Christopher Steele.
If you don't know who that is, a former FBI agent. Was paid over $160,000 by the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign to obtain information about Trump's.
And he
Russian
pulled up
ties.
mad dirt on Trump. Now, on what he found out was that Trump had Russian prostitutes.
Right.
He had bribed people. He's got some shady real estate deals going on in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
So we always thought that anyway. So thank you for that. So Nunes, he's also a Republican. He's since come out this week, and that's why you keep hearing it all over the news. He's since come out and said, hey, we don't know if any of this stuff is real. We don't know if what they're doing is right. And we don't know if the FBI is getting the right information. So he's just like.
So if that's the case, then why Christopher Steele got suspended, then terminated, and then after he was terminated, he still continued having ties with the Democratic National Committee after that?
Well,
if it's not true,
I don't know.
Was this the guy that he was in court? They had to go to court.
All these people have been having to go to court.
Like a big situation like last year, he got fired from the Trump administration.
No, that wasn't Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele was working against Trump. I know who you're talking about. I just can't put a name on it. But I know you're talking about.
He got fired. He came out and basically told the truth.
Exactly.
Comey, you talking about Comey? Yeah, Comey worked for the FBI, right. And so he got fired. So now, since then, so many other people have gotten fired. So that's what I was about to get to.
So Comey and Steele was not on. So Comey was with Trump and Steele was with Hillary, basically.
Well, Steele was with. Wait, where's Steele? Christopher Steele was with Clinton.
Okay.
Actually, he's not even American. So he's British. So it's like, they're just here for the dirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they get paid to find out information, and then they be like, look, I just was, doing what they asked me to do. I just found out this information, blah, blah, blah. So every time somebody gets closer to finding dirt or digging up dirt or has anything to do with this investigation, Trump fires them. So the FBI is getting closer and closer and closer. Nunes Memo claims the FBI improperly received the court's permission to spy on Carter Page. Carter Page was an advisor to Trump's campaign, and the Nunes Memo says the FBI based its request for the eavesdropping permission info provided by a British spy, which they're calling Christopher Steele a British spy. So they're just covering up all the deception, and Trump seems to think that because Nunes is saying, oh, the FBI shouldn't have done this, that's just like, oh, okay, well, then nothing that the FBI says in regards to this investigation is legitimate. So, oh, well. But no, what they're saying is that it's still going on. They're still going to dig up some dirt and hopefully, basically start an impeachment process. But I don't know. That's a shot in the dark.
Money talk.
Money talks, and
Trump
we'll
got
see.
a lot of it.
Yeah, it does. But that doesn't. In the meantime, he's destroying the credibility of the government and the FBI.
Absolutely.
Black people, we really never had any faith in the FBI because of what they've always done to our political leaders.
Period.
Right.
Besides, SNAP and government assistance. That's the only thing that we really have had faith in them in is making sure our SNAP balance was on time, and they can't even do that. So, you got anything else to say on this?
I just think we should continue to pay attention to it. Like I said, clearly there's some ish going on with him and the Russians, and you cannot deny it. Every time somebody gets close to finding out anything, he thinks he can fire them. So see who gets fired next. That's what I would say.
Absolutely.
And then we'll just keep following and see what's going on. It's confusing. It's a lot of people, a lot of stuff. Try to read it, watch the news at least, find out what's going on, because it affects all of us. So yeah, so that's it. Do you have anything to say about it?
Not at all. Basically, to sum it up for people that's confused, Trump is upset because he's being investigated.
Basically,
that's what it boils down to.
And that the FBI, and he's saying that the FBI is shady because they don't like him. They have a political agenda, which in the past, mostly the FBI has, worked in cahoots with the president and whatever they wanted them to do, whether it be like, pushing white supremacy or what have you. But this time the FBI actually does not agree with what's going on, and they're trying to investigate him, and he's pissed off, so he wants everybody to be fired like this is some reality show. So it's a sad day for American politics. Sad 4 years.